on videos straight to back on how to play trick taking Thursday. Today we're looking at how to play the game Pass, which is a ladder climbing game for 2 to 5 players, ages 14 up. Takes about 15 minutes, and it's from Board Game Rookie, but also Grand Gamers Guild, apparently. And that's a nice shiny UV ink on the box. It's a game. Again, it's a ladder climbing game where you can try and get rid of all your cards from your hand. You get 70 cards. No, it's not 70 cards. It's 56 cards. It says they're 89 millimeters. 70 pass tokens. And 36 scoring tokens. No. I'm confused. Anyways, it's designed by Wang Yu, art by Yu Xin and Huang, and an egg, I guess. Board Game Rookie. Let me just double check the cards and everything here. Okay, it's 65 cards. And then there's 5 player aids. I guess that's the other cards that did not come out for 70 cards. 36 pass tokens and 24 scoring tokens. And that's what you get. So these are the pass tokens, and they're actually double-sided. Each side has a different effect. The cards, let's have a nice looking finish. The 2 sides to your cards, and they're basically kind of like a poker deck. There's ace, true, king, but there's no suits. There's 2 sides to each card. This is your standard side, and this is your upgraded side. So this would work as 2 twos. So if I wanted to, I could play this as a set of 3 twos if I had that upgraded. And you're going to use the pass tokens to upgrade cards. So these cards actually have these little indications here on the side. This is for 5 players only. So I'll put those aside. You won't use them for 2 to 4 players. And these are your reference cards. They are mostly in Japanese, unfortunately, despite the fact that it has English rules. I wish they would have had more English on these, but basically you can play a single card, a pair, 3 of a kind. The next highest set you can play is a 1 of 5. Then it's a full house, which is 3 of a kind and a pair. Next highest is a set of 4, and then the highest is a set of 5. And if you play a set of 5, you get a bonus pass token. So you would collect another pass token, which you will get a pass token if you're not able to play any pass. Everyone starts off with a pass token as well. And ultimately what you're trying to do is play out all the cards from your hand, like any ladder climbing setting game. And if you do that, you score one of these castle tokens. If you score 3 castles, you win the game. There's an alternative scoring system that uses the other side of these tokens, which have numbers of 1, 2, and 4. And the way this alternative scoring works, pretty straightforward. That is, the person that wins the hand that plays out all the cards gets the 4 points. Then whoever has the least amount of cards left in their hand will get the 2 points. And then the second least would get the 1 point, and the last person would get nothing. And you play until one player gets 10 points, and most points win. So that's an alternative score, whichever one you prefer to do. So now one more additional thing. There's 1 card marked Start 2, and whoever has that gets to be the start player, which I appreciate. A little note, little tidbit. You're always going to deal out the cards into 4 packs, 4 decks of 13 cards. For 4 players, each player just gets a hand of 13. If you're doing 2 players, you're going to have 2 hands, and then the other 2 will be put aside. And the reason for that is if nobody has this Start 2, each player is going to get rid of their hand and collect the other 2. And it's similar for 3 players. If one of the players does not have the Start 2, then one person will randomly swap their hand with the extra hand of cards, and they become the start player. So you always want to, there's a way to make sure that the start player card is in there. Now, whoever is the start player does not have to play that one to start, but they can if they want. One more thing I should point out, if I can find it. So, and you see on this side it shows here what this is, and it says what's on the other side, which in this case is 44, or 2 4s, pair of 4s. One thing I should point out, this ace, it has this little card with a slash through it. This means when you upgrade this one, you can only play this one as a pair of aces. You cannot play it with another ace to make 3 aces. It can only be a pair of aces. It has to be played as a pair. You cannot add other cards to it. That is the one kind of exception. So, let me just verify a couple things here. I believe the way it works is, you play a set of cards, everyone else has to play the same kind. Or you can play a 4 of a kind or a 5 of a kind as higher. You always play a higher valued set. So anyways, let's say I start off with this is tricky. I'm just going to start off with a pair of 4s. So the next player has to play a higher pair or a higher set, such as a 3 of a kind or a straight. So, as I point out that aces are high, if I recall correctly. I just double check that. Should have checked it earlier. So yeah, the lowest set is ace, 2, 3, 4, 5. The highest is 10, jack, queen, king, ace. I believe ace is the high, so this guy maybe plays this pair of aces. Then this next player, now you cannot play a run of 3. It has to be a run of 5 or a full house or something like that. For instance, this guy, let's see, he's got 9s, 6s, 5s. Well, technically, he could play this 9, 10, jack, queen, king. That's the highest set. The straight. And this guy, his hand, and he's going to pass. Now, when you pass, you collect a pass token. It comes back to me. Can I play something higher than that? Well, I'm going to play, actually. I'm going to use my pass token. There's 2 ways to use your pass token. Each side is different. This side lets you upgrade cards. And unless you're playing the expert variant, an expert variant you can only upgrade 1. But in the regular rules, I can actually upgrade multiple cards if I wanted to. I'll just try to see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to upgrade this 2, then I can discard this, and then I'm going to play a higher full house that was played. And then this next player is going to go. Maybe they can't or don't. They can't really play anything higher than that. They don't really want to. Well, do they want to? Let me just see what they got in their hand. You know what? They're going to spend their token as well. No, they can't. They cannot beat what I played, so they're going to pass. They get a token. And then this guy will also pass. And this guy's already passed. So once everyone but one player passes, that adds the current round. And whoever played the highest set in the last hand gets to start. So get rid of all these cards. And I get to start the next one. And remember, you're trying to get rid of all your cards first. So, unfortunately, I don't have the best right now. So I'll just play a 2. Maybe. Yeah, I'll just play the 2. So this guy's going to go. He can play a single card. He can play a pair, maybe. He plays a pair. He'll play a pair of 3s. Then this guy's going to go. And he's going to play, maybe he plays a pair of 6s. Actually, he's going to play a full house, because why not? He's got it, he might as well play it, right? And then this guy's going to go. He's got a bunch of cards. Let's see if we can do something here with his hand. And he does have tokens to use as well. That makes sense to use them. So, the other thing you can do with the tokens, you use the other side and you can augment. And what that means, and it kind of explains here, is what you do to augment is it lets you play the same set as the previous person, and basically you break the tie. So if he had 3 5s and 2 6s as a full house, you'd be able to use this to augment that and play the exact same set. But he doesn't have that set, so he's not going to do that. Let me just see here, a couple 10s. What he is going to do is he's going to play this and change these 2 6s to 10s. And he's going to play 4 of a kind. Beat that, he says. I cannot, so I have to pass. I'll take a token, and then this guy's going to go. He cannot. Well, no, he can't. So he's going to pass and collect another token. Well, technically, yeah, he doesn't have 4 10s, so he can't augment. So he's just going to pass. And yeah, you just keep going around and around doing this. Whenever you pass, you collect a token, which gives you the ability to, again, either play the same set as the previous person by augmenting it and breaking the tie. So again, as an example, if this person had played a pair of 10s, I can also play a pair of 10s by playing this augment, because I am now basically breaking the tie. That's how that works. Or, of course, you can use this to flip any number of cards over to the other side to improve your hand, but this guy doesn't need to do that. I just play a pair of kings. And yeah, you keep doing that, going around the table, using the tokens to your advantage. Once a person goes out, they get a castle, or a crown, I should say, and once a person gets 3 crowns, they win the game. Again, the alternative scoring is you collect points, 4 for going out, 2 for having the least amount of cards, 1 for having the second least amount of cards, and whoever gets 10 points first, or most points, when somebody hits 10 points, wins the game. If you want to do that, you don't have to do that. But yeah, it's a pretty cool game. I like that there's a 2 and 1, yeah, 2 options for scoring for the game end, so you can do whichever one you prefer, and you can try either one. I think that's really cool, very unique, that you don't usually see that. Usually it's one or the other. for games. So I like that they use these tokens and give you options. And I like that you have these tokens that have two different options as well. The card quality is good. It's pretty nice. I think it's interesting that it's basically a poker deck with ace through king. And yeah, that is a game. Comment, like, subscribe, and know what you think. I apologize, it's a little bit long. But we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.